Live from the WACH Fox Studios, this is Good Day Columbia, starting your day the local way, right now.
A good Friday morning to you. I'm Britt Conway. Thanks so much for joining us for a very special edition of Good Day Columbia, live in your town. And this morning, we're live in Camden. We've got a great show for you. We're live straight through 9 o'clock this morning talking about the town of Camden, what makes this town special. We're going to be checking back in with Tyler. It's a Food Friday, of course, and he's out talking farm to table at Old McCaskill's farm. We're going to be looking a little bit at the history of polo with Courtney King for your morning sports update. And then Destiny Chance is going to be joining us to tell you why Camden should be the next place you make a road trip. Of course, we do want to make sure that you're up to date on all of your headlines and weather as well, which is why we're going to check in with meteorologist Lauren Oleski and Friendy Clairvaux back in the studio this morning. Hey, guys, how are you?
Good morning, Britt Conway.
Britt.
We're holding down the fort.
Yeah.
Of course. We're doing it.
Yeah, we got this.
Well, this morning, the Columbia Police Department making its internal affairs report public. It's the first of its kind. We'll tell you what the chief had to say about the move. But right now, Lauren, we're talking weather, and this weekend, hot.
Yeah, we've got a warm up on the way. We're going to the upper 80s by Sunday.
Great.
We'll hit 90 next week. We'll talk more about it a little bit later, but let's look at your radar right now. Starting off with a few clouds along with some mild temperatures, low to mid 60s, kind of where we have been over the past several days. 65 in Columbia, Manning though at 59, 62 in Sumter, Winsboro and Camden at 61, 64 in Orangeburg, Saluda, and in Lexington right now. We're going to talk more about your Friday coming up in my next update.
Lauren, thanks for that. Well, this morning, it's a first for the Columbia Police Department. Chief Skip Halbrook released the results of a 2014 Internal Affairs report. He says it's all about working to build the relationship between police and the community. It's the first detailed report of its kind published by Columbia Police that has been made available to the public. Now, that report gives a complete overview of the department's internal affairs activities. It shows more than 7,000 arrests were made in 2014 with no deaths in custody. Well, you know what's unfortunate? We have to mention something like this again. Another child, this time a newborn, was found with drugs in their system. The child's mother has been arrested, though. Authorities say 24-year-old Rayanna McKay admitted to smoking marijuana before she had her baby last month. Both her and her newborn tested positive for marijuana. Right now, she's being charged with unlawful neglect of a child. Well, to a developing story that we've been following all morning out of Berkeley County. A deputy is in surgery right now after being shot several times outside of a gas station. The deputy's name is Will Rogers. His picture here is courtesy of our sister station in Charleston, WCIV. Rogers has been with law enforcement for 25 years. Investigators say the shooting happened last night while Rogers was talking to a customer at an Exxon gas station. Someone wearing a mask came from behind the store and shot Rogers several times. That shooter is also accused of stealing someone's car. That stolen car has been found, but yet still no shooter. Here's the issue. Authorities say that the shooter was wearing a mask, so it's making it hard for authorities to actually come up with a sketch of who the shooter is. An update now to a story we brought you yesterday on Good Day. Columbia police say they know who shot a Spring Valley high school teacher. Authorities believe Christopher Kent is their guy. Investigators say he shot a Spring Valley math teacher Wednesday morning. The shooting happened while Kent was trying to steal that teacher's car. Turns out the stolen car was found last night at the Shannon Crossing Apartments off of South Beltline Boulevard. If you know where he is, call Crime Stoppers at 1-888-CRIME-SC. Right now, there's a new board of trustees in place at South Carolina State University. The so-called Fix-It board was formed after a move by Governor Nikki Haley. Here they are. Charles Wade, on your left, was the state's former Commerce Secretary and one-time AT&T Vice President. James Clark, to your right, previously served on the board at Benedict College. Now, retired professor in Clemson Vice President Doris Helms is the only woman on the board. She and Charleston attorney Jeff Vanzini were appointed Wednesday. A retired investment banker Milton Irvin, Charleston entrepreneur Steve Swanson, and Pittsburgh Steelers star Donnie Shell are also on that board. Shell graduated from SC State. Well, this new panel still hasn't set a date for its first meeting. The temporary board will serve until 2018. The governor signed a law last week removing the old trustees after lawmakers approved the plan to remove them from power. SC State is projected to be $23 million in debt by the end of June. New details now after a state representative abruptly resigned from office. Nelson Hardwick stepped down Wednesday after a complaint investigated by House Speaker Jay Lucas. Documents show he was under investigation for sexual harassment. Hardwick said he was quitting because he wanted to focus on his health. His attorney says the allegations are false. Well, the fight for equality for the LGBT community could be running into a roadblock in South Carolina. That issue was debated for hours yesterday at the State House. South Carolina is one of more than 24 states where someone can be fired because of their sexuality. Some say the law already protects them, but others say it doesn't.
This legislation is not needed. We have equal rights under the law.
People have said that the protection is there. It's not.
Well, after hearing testimony for several hours, the House subcommittee ended without advancing the bill to the full committee. With just 2 weeks left in the legislative session, it's likely that this debate will not be brought up until January. Well, speaking of the State House, coming up next week, a town hall on the controversial gas tax. You know, that gas tax to help fix our messed up roads. An open forum discussion is set for May 21st at 7. You can tune in to that town hall on air online at WACH.com. You can also submit any questions via social media using your hashtag, Your Voice, Your Future. Well, turning now to some more devastating news out of Nepal. Nepal rescuers found 3 bodies near a crashed U.S. Marine helicopter. Authorities say bodies were found near the burnt wreckage site on the slopes of the mountain east of Kathmandu. The Pentagon says that missing UH-1 Huey helicopter had 6 U.S. Marines and 2 Nepal service members on board when it lost contact Tuesday. The helicopter was assisting with disaster relief after the devastating earthquake that struck back on April 25th, killing thousands. Radio transmissions indicate its crew was having some type of fuel problem before it went missing. And now, just Tuesday afternoon, another strong earthquake hit Nepal, causing more damage and casualties.
Live from the Skywatch Weather Center is Lauren Oleski with your weather forecast.
A mostly cloudy sky right now to get us started, but we will see a few more peaks of sunshine later today. Mild across the southeast right now. Montgomery is at 70 degrees, 68 in Memphis. 68 as well in Jackson. Nashville currently at 69 degrees. Same with Savannah, 64 here in Columbia right now. 73 down in Orlando, Florida. And you can see some clouds across South Carolina and North Carolina. A little bit of a mess kind of all over the eastern 2/3. That's our next system. That's going to get here really the beginning of next week. It's very, very slow moving. High pressure off the coast going to be bringing in a southeast wind for us. That's going to help to increase the moisture. So you'll see here in our future watch, we're going to see a mostly cloudy sky today. Kind of a mix of clouds and sun out there. A scattered shower is definitely possible today. I'm not expecting a washout or anything, but you might see maybe a little bit of rain at times. Most of it staying on the eastern side of the Midlands, though. Tomorrow we'll see more sunshine, I think, across the region. And then by Sunday, some more clouds moving in. And then much better rain chances by Monday and Tuesday of next week. About 82 in Columbia today, low to mid 80s across the region. Again, a mix of clouds and sun, maybe a passing shower out there. We're going to talk more about your weather throughout the rest of the morning. So be sure to keep it tuned here to Good Day Columbia. Friendy?
Lauren, thank you so much for that. We're headed back to Camden. It's Food Friday, and of course, Tyler is talking farm. Good morning, Tyler.
You know what, guys? At the old McCaskill Farm in Camden, they have really perfected the farm-to-table concept. When I say farm-to-table, it's not just a kitschy little thing you want to say to sell dinners. I'm talking from the farm, like these beets, to the table in 2.5 minutes. Fresh to your belly, coming up on a Food Friday at the old McCaskill Farm with Miss Ashley Robinson. Do not move. We're coming back live and local. You know what, guys, farm to table, you hear it around a lot. It's a good buzzword, meaning hopefully freshness, you know, certified South Carolina products right out of the ground here, locally made, locally grown, locally served. But farm to table when you're at the old McCaskill Farm in Camden is quite literal, because I just picked these. Me and Ashley Robinson, like, you can still get the dirt on them. These are how fresh these beets are. We're not going to eat these yet, but just to show you. Hang on, listen. Oh, that's fresh. Listen. That's fresh beet, right? Miss Ashley Robinson, you are the chief cook, bottle washer of Ashley's Catering, and then, of course, the old McCaskill Farm here where you can have food and come out and check out the farm.
Yes.
Awesome stuff. All right, so we made some killer mashed potatoes with garlic, and you'll notice no vampire bites. The garlic helps. The meatloaf, and now some beets. And I got to be honest, I've never eaten a beet in my life, and I'm not sure I'm going to start today.
Yeah, you're going to like them. We're going to make like it's a sweet and sour beet. So
okay.
You just start with water.
Okay, and these beets, they grow in the ground, right? They're like a vegetable?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. A little bit of vinegar.
All right. What kind of vinegar? It's just regular.
White, yes.
Yeah, it is.
White vinegar.
It's all up in there now. Okay.
2 teaspoons of cornstarch.
Okay.
And sugar.
And a little sugar. Make them, that's where the sweet comes
That's
in.
the sweet.
Sweet and sour, the vinegar and
Yes.
the sugar.
Yes.
Guys, don't forget, we're going to put some recipes for you from Old McCaskill's Farm at watch.com/Food Fridays. And our Food Friday segment brought to you by our friends at U.S. Food Chef Store.
So we're going to put this on the stove.
All right.
And you want to make like
This whole concoction.
Yes, it's going to thicken up.
Okay.
Because of the cornstarch in it.
All right. See, write that down. It thickens up. You heat it up. You can do that as well. All right. Oh, I love this place. And guys, coming up in about an hour or so, we're going to take a tour of this farm. It's open to you to come out and check it out. But we're talking an authentic, real working farm. There's a goat or three out there, and there's a rooster, and I got chased around by, I think, a goose, or maybe it could have been a Himalayan machacha.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not.
We'll talk about the farm later.
I can't do the farm
All
stuff,
right,
yeah.
you're just the cook.
I'm the cook.
All right, very good. So that's going to come down. And so once you get that in here, you put it into the beets over here, right?
Yeah, well, no, you take
Get ahead of myself.
the beets that are over there.
Right.
Once that thickens,
Right.
then you put the butter that's on top.
Okay, right here.
Yes, you're going to put the butter in there.
In there.
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to melt.
Right. Hopefully it will.
Yes.
All right.
And
then the beets go into
once
that.
Once that
look at
melts,
that.
the beets go into that.
All right.
And
We
you're
got just a
gonna
couple
have
of seconds
sauce.
left, so there we go.
All right,
And that's what it comes out like.
This is what it's going to come out.
All right, let's go ahead and try. It's not.
Oh, that's going to be hot again.
Oh, I don't mind. All right, so this is what it looks like here. All right, I've lost my fork. All right, let me try this. All right, I've never in my life, Mom, you know this is true, never had a beet in my life. I'm gonna do it here live on Food Friday here at Old McCaskill Farm. It's gonna be hot, isn't it?
Yes, it's going to be
All
very
right,
hot.
guys. Sweet and sour beets with Miss Ashley Robinson. Ooh, good. It's a beet. Stacey, if you like beets, you're going to love these. I can put it that way. How about that, guys? We are live and local at the Old McCaskill Farm in Camden as we continue being in your town. The GDC team here live all around Camden. If you drive through Main Street today, you're going to see us. Wave to us. Say hi. We're coming back.
You're watching Good Day Columbia. Start your day the local way with Britt Conway, Friendy Clairvaux, Tyler Ryan, and Lauren Oleski's Skywatch forecast.
Welcome back to Good Day Columbia. We are live in your town this morning, and this morning we are in Camden. A great day here to be in Camden, and we're talking about the state dog this morning. And I want to introduce you to two very special Boykin Spaniels. This is Story and Ever. And then, of course, the guy that takes Story and Ever everywhere they need to be. This is Bill Kreitz this morning. He is the field chairman for the Boykin Spaniel Society. Bill, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having us.
So this is the official state dog of South Carolina.
It is the official state dog of South Carolina. In the early 80s, Governor Riley signed that bill into law and made them the state dog of South Carolina and designated September 1st Boykin Spaniel Day. So
Well,
we get
I
to
can say
celebrate.
that these are very, very friendly dogs. Beautiful, really soft. What's the story behind these two, or not these two specifically, but this dog becoming the state dog of South Carolina?
Around the turn of the century, a man named Alex White up in the Greenville-Spartanburg area found a little stray dog on his way to church. So when he got out of church, the dog was still standing there. So he took it home and kept it, and it turned out to have a little bit of hunting ability. So he knew his friend, Mr. Whit Boykin, who lived in the Boykin community here in Kershaw County, was looking for a little dog to hunt with, because they hunted in little boats, and big dogs tip over little boats. So he sent the dog down here to Boykin, and Mr. Boykin bred that dog to some other little dogs, and his goal was to have a compact gun dog that could go in the swamps around here. Well, he started running these dogs, and they got pretty popular, and a lot of northern industrialists would spend their winters in the Camden area for the horses and the hunting and the fishing and the nightlife. So they got to where they got to see the dogs and fell in love with these little dogs, so when they'd go home in the spring, they would take home one of Mr. Boykin's Spaniels.
Okay, so there's the history there. Now, you said that this was a dog that at one point might not have been around at all.
That's correct. In the late 70s, early 80s, the dogs were starting to become kind of rare and being mixed up with all sorts of other things, and a local vet here in town discovered that they were in danger. So a group of the Boykin family then and some other local folks that had Boykins got together. They formed the Boykin Spaniel Society, And the society's goal was to bring all the dogs together, form the stud book and the breed pool, and register the dogs
and here
kind
they
of
are
save them.
today.
Yep.
And real quick before we go, if people want to learn more about Boykin Spaniels, they can go to the museum, right?
Sure. The Boykin Museum, or the Boykin display, is on site here in Camden at the Archives and Museum.
Okay, well, something to keep in mind if you want to learn more about the Boykin Spaniels. Right now, though, we're going to check in with Lauren Oleski. She's got a look at your weather this morning. Hey, Lauren.
Live from the SkyWatch Weather Center is Lauren Oleski with your weather forecast.
Well, good morning, Britt. Good morning to all of you. Happy Friday. We have made it to our weekend. Low to mid 60s still to get us started. 63 in Newberry right now. Same with Aiken, Saluda, Lexington, and Orangeburg at 64. 59 in Manning. Sumter's at 62. 65 degrees in Columbia, Winsboro, and Camden right now at 61 degrees. We're starting off with some clouds this morning. That's going to be the trend we see today. This is our next system. It's well out to the west. It's going to take its time moving in our direction. By Sunday, this is where it will be. So you can see there's not a whole lot of movement. And it's going to slowly continue to move east. But before it does, we're going to see a lot of warming and a lot of moisture increasing across the eastern two-thirds of the United States. I'm going to set this into motion for you, and you can just see the scattered shower activity expected today. And the same thing as we head into the day tomorrow, and then even as we approach Sunday. So what can we expect here in the Midlands? Well, today is going to be kind of similar to yesterday. A mix of clouds and sun. There's also the chance we could see a little shower pop up. We've got southeast winds today coming in off of the ocean. That might kind of send in a couple little patches of rain, likely along the I-95 corridor, so the eastern Midlands have a better chance to see some of that rain popping up at around that 2-3 o'clock hour. But if anything pops up, it will be very light and very short-lived. I'm really not expecting a lot, but the moisture and the heat content's kind of there to help with that. Staying a lot clearer for the day tomorrow, maybe a few clouds, kind of more of a partly cloudy sky for your Saturday, but not looking too bad. And then Sunday, more clouds return and rain chances come back into the forecast. So really not a terrible weekend. You might just see a passing shower at times, but really no big deal. But it does get a lot warmer, upper 80s by Sunday, maybe hitting 90 on Monday and Tuesday. That's when the next system gets here with storm chances returning. We're going to go send it back out to Camden. Courtney King is sitting down with Britt. She's got your morning sports update. How's it going, ladies?
Thanks so much, Lauren. Well, make sure you stay with us, guys. Your sports update with Courtney King is coming up, and we're talking polo after the break.
Right. So at 5 a.m. we talked about the history of polo. Next, we're actually going to learn about how to play polo, and your mind will be blown because everything I thought about polo was wrong.
Was completely wrong. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. Well, that's your morning sports update coming up after the break. Good Day Columbia is live in your town.
Live from the WACH studio, here is Courtney King with your sports update.
Welcome back to Good Day Columbia. We're live in your town this morning, and we are in Camden this morning. Camden, of course, a really great city when it comes to anything equine related.
Oh yeah, for sure. They actually have the second oldest active polo field in the country.
Oh,
so
wow.
Very rich polo history. Now, we talked about that history in the 5 o'clock hour. Now we're getting a polo lesson, and like I was saying...
And you needed one, apparently.
Yeah, I thought I was... I'm a sports reporter, so I'm
You're like,
pretty
I got
good
this.
all over with sports, but I was like, I was totally wrong. So you learn it's completely different how I thought they hit the ball and everything. So take a listen, take a look, because it's pretty crazy.
People think you hit this like a croquet mallet, something like this. You don't. It's you're hitting it on the side. Okay.
So like a hockey stick.
Like a hockey stick, and in fact, polo is often referred to as hockey on a horse. Okay.
And I mean, position-wise, you said there's 4.
There's 4. Everybody, and if everybody on the field is going to wear a number 1 to 4. Okay. Number 1, like I'm wearing, is in polo is considered the eternal optimist. So you're always going to be out front, waiting to take a pass, waiting to go to goal.
If there's one thing you can say about polo that people don't understand or that you think they really need to know, what is it?
Probably just how physical it is. People think that you're just kind of sitting on a horse and tapping the ball. If you watch polo, you'll see that the polo player's rear end very, very rarely touches the saddle. They're hanging off to the left, they're hanging off to the right, they're getting hit. You know, you're going 35 miles an hour down that field at a full gallop, leaning off your horse, trying to hit that baseball that you've got in your hand. while someone else is on the other side of you, literally trying to push you off the line of the ball, so they can actually physically check you with their body and their horse's body. So it gets very physical, very fast, and very dangerous. There are several, there's a few deaths every year in polo.
Wow.
So.
Now, Dean giving the polo lessons there is actually the patron of Aberdeen Polo, and they have a match this Sunday at 1 p.m. Now, Camden, known for polo, but also steeplechase racing. They also have a rich baseball history. Now, take a look at this. American to play in the American League, was born here in Camden. Doby became the second black player to break baseball's color barrier when he played for the Cleveland Indians in 1947. Also managed my hometown team, the Chicago White Sox. Now we're sticking with baseball. Let's talk some Gamecocks. Raising their stock for the NCAA tournament last night, beating #1 LSU 10-7. Carolina improves to 32-22 overall and 13-15 in conference. Now Max Schrock starting it out for the Gamecocks with a solo homer in the first. Carolina did trail 6-2, but a 4-run 6-inning tied them up. USC then took the lead in the bottom of the 7th, a 10-4 lead. And get this, Britt, 58 runs in the last 5 games.
Wow.
Pretty impressive. Yeah. It's like football scores.
That's crazy. Very impressive. I'm excited to see how they do moving forward too as well.
Me too. They just need one more to take 203.
Very cool. Team. Thanks so much, Courtney. Well, stay with us, you guys. We're going to make sure that you've got your headlines and your weather before you head out the door this morning. When we come back, we'll have much more from Camden, and we're going to be checking in with Lauren Oleski and Friendy Clairvaux. We'll be back in a little bit. We're live in your town. Good Day Columbia. We'll be back in a moment.
Live from the WACH Fox Studios, this is Good Day Columbia, starting your day the local way, right now.
Welcome back to Good Day Columbia. We are live in downtown Camden this morning for a very special episode of Good Day Columbia from your town. We've got a great show for you this morning. We'll be live until 9 o'clock. Real quick, I just want to thank a few people this morning, including Mulberry Market Bake Shop, Books on Broad, and Broad Street Market for bringing us out coffees, goodies, and danishes. It's been a really great morning here, and we have a lot more to come. Apparently, Joe's going to ride a horse, and he's trying to get me to ride a horse or a pony as well. We'll see what happens, but we have a lot more to talk about. History of Camden, farm to table. Tyler's out cooking up a delicious meal this morning. We do want to make sure that you have your headlines in place and your weather before you head out this morning, so you know everything you need before you head out the door. So we're going to check in with meteorologist Lauren Oleski right now and Friendy Clairvaux. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Britt.
Good morning, Britt, and everybody out in Camden.
They're having a good time.
Oh, yeah, they are. We're holding the fort down
of
here
course,
in
definitely
in Columbia.
You know the Gators always have to hold down the forts. We know what to do. All right. Folks, we're talking about your headlines this morning. We now know who police believe shot a Spring Valley High School teacher. We'll have delays in just a moment, but Lauren, this weekend I had plans outside. I don't think this is going to work.
You'll be okay, but it's going to be a little humid. So if you're going to be outside, stay hydrated. I want to show you what the humidity is going to be for this weekend. That muggy meter, it's going up. You're going to notice it over the next few days, and as we get closer to summer, this is the trend we'll see. So not necessarily going to be seeing rain because of all the moisture, but you're going to sweat a little bit more quickly when you step outside. So we're going to talk more about your Friday and your weekend coming up in my next update.
All right, Lauren, thanks. Well, an update now to a story we brought you yesterday on Good Day. Columbia police say they know who shot a Spring Valley High School teacher. Authorities believe Christopher Kent is their guy. Here he is. Investigators say he shot a Spring Valley High School math teacher Wednesday morning. The shooting happened while Kent was trying to steal that teacher's car. Well, it turns out that stolen car was found last night at the Shannon Crossing Apartments off South Beltline Boulevard. If you know where he is, call Crime Stoppers at 1-888-CRIME-SC. To a developing story we've been following all morning long now. A Berkeley County deputy is in surgery right now after being shot several times outside of a gas station. The deputy's name is Will Rogers. His picture here is courtesy of our sister station, WCIV. Rogers has been a law enforcement agent for 25 years. Investigators say the shooting happened last night while Rogers was talking to a customer at an Exxon gas station. Someone wearing a mask came from behind the store and shot him several times. That shooter is also accused of stealing someone's car. That car has been found, but still no sign of the shooter. Authorities say it's pretty hard because the shooter was wearing a mask at the time of the shooting. Lauren?
Thanks, Friendy. And just to kind of reiterate to everyone what I had just showed you, you're going to notice the humidity for the next few days. Now, what does that mean? Well, ladies, another spritz of hairspray or two, and you will likely sweat a little bit quicker when you step outside. So right now we've got some clouds across the region for us, a little bit of some rain out in Alabama right now, but it's dry in the Midlands. But yes, you are seeing some cloud coverage when you step outside. A look at our temperatures. We're still in the low to mid 60s, haven't really moved too much. We'll head to the low 80s for the afternoon. And again, the clouds kind of stick around for the next couple of hours, but I'm expecting us to see some more sunshine later on this morning around 10, 11 o'clock or so. A slow warm-up with our temperatures only in the upper 70s by noon. We're going to go to the low 80s this afternoon. So not too hot, but the humidity is up a little bit, so it'll feel a little bit muggy at times. About 82 in Columbia today, 81 out in Manning, 83 in Orangeburg this afternoon, 83 in Camden, Winsboro at 84. So let's look at your future watch, showing you the clouds that we've got in store to start the day, and then a shower or two might pop up right along that I-95 corridor. Very isolated, very short-lived, not a washout or anything. But the eastern Midlands and the eastern side of the state could see a little scattered shower as the sea breeze moves in from the coast. Tomorrow, I think we're going to see a little bit more sun, maybe a passing cloud or two, but then by Sunday, more humidity moves back in. I think we'll see some more clouds, maybe another chance of a shower or two. But again, overall, your weekend looks pretty calm. Low 60s tonight, sunset is at 8:18. We're going to go send it back out to Tyler. He is in Camden on the farm and eating some yummy food. How's it going, Tyler?
Guys, this morning we are getting our Farm to Table Food Friday on as the whole team's up in Camden. We're at the old McCaskill Farm. I have actually found the gift shop at this fantastic property that you can come see. It's a farm, it's food, it's awesome, it's a bed and breakfast, and you can always do a little shopping, like one old pair of scissors or something like that. I don't think these are for sale, but stay with us. We're going to make some strawberry pie next. Fresh, farm to table, and local on a Food Friday. About eating local and eating certified South Carolina, the great agriculture, life and culture that's here in South Carolina is huge. And when you're going to eat farm to table, you're going to eat fresh, you're going to support local farmers. It's a great thing like our friends at the Cottle Farms. Awesome strawberries, get a chance. And you guys, of course, all come together. Miss Ashley here at Old McCaskill Farm in Camden. So, you know, obviously all the agriculture, you all kind of band together and help each other as you help feed big fat boys like me.
That's right. You need to support local.
Sure. Absolutely.
Without y'all's support, we would not be here.
And I like to eat, so I'm really glad she's here, I was going to say. Of course, our Food Friday segment is brought to you by U.S. Food Chef Store as well. So we have made some beets. If you like beets, they were very good. Mashed potatoes with garlic, still no vampire bites, and also some awesome meatloaf. Strawberry pie. All right, so how are we going to make this into this? Because that looks amazing.
You mash up the strawberries.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do that.
I'll let you do that.
All right. So these are just regular fresh strawberries just out of from Cottle Farms?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to get this, and while you're doing that, you add cornstarch.
Okay.
Sugar, and you just mix that together.
And guys, we're going to put recipes for you from Miss Ashley's kitchen right here. She also does catering and box stuff too, right? Like pre-box?
Yes, I do frozen meals.
She's like, you can just go ahead. She's a mom, can you tell? You can go ahead and just stop doing that anytime you're ready. All right.
I'm going to pour that in with this.
Okay.
While I'm doing that, you can zest the lemon. That's going to go in our cream cheese
Zest
mixture.
the lemon. So let me just go ahead and crank it. Just like crank on it?
Yeah. No, this way.
Oh, this way.
You want to just get the outside of the lemon.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm zesting the lemon. All right. So just the whole way around?
Yeah. Go all the way around. Don't get into the white part. The white part is bitter.
Okay. We're good. All right.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to add the cream cheese.
There's not a lot coming out here. All right, adding the cream cheese. There's not a lot coming out, guys. All right, I'm going to keep going. I'm zesting the lemon. All right, so the cream cheese over there getting added in. It's all going to get mixed together.
Yes.
All right.
And we also...
All right.
You also need to take that lemon that I have cut.
Okay, this lemon here. Juice it.
Juice it. Just
in
set
here.
it right on top of there.
All right, there we go. Beauty. We got about 30 seconds left. All right, so this is going.
You throw that in there.
All right, how about the other half of lemon? You want both?
Oh, yes.
All right, hang on.
Push hard.
Oh, I am. Gracious. She really is. All right, there we go. Okay.
So you do that and you put the lemon juice in it.
Right.
When that is done, we actually take and you place that into the bottom of the pie.
Right, and then cover it with strawberry?
And then once you cook, you have to cook.
Oh, see, I get so excited.
You have to cook this mixture on the stove.
Right.
Cook it. We don't have time for it right now,
Sure.
but you cook it. It's going to thicken up. You put your cream cheese on the bottom, that on top, and then you just...
I know. I wasn't waiting. I wasn't waiting, guys. I know we got to go to break. I just want to show you how awesome this is. We're talking totally fresh farm. Let me scoop that out.
Here.
Look at that. Oh, guys, look at that. Cream cheese on the bottom, fresh strawberries on top, and in my belly.
Refrigerate for 3 to 4 hours.
I don't even know what she said. I can... That's what I'm talking about, guys. We are doing it farm to table in Camden, and the entire team here in your town in Camden. We're going to continue on with Miss Ashley, Old McCaskill Farm. You can come here at bed and breakfast, shop, have some awesome food. Just come see Ashley. She will cook for you like she's cooking for us today. Stay with us. We're coming back on a Food Friday. Oh my God, this is good.
You're watching Good Day Columbia. Start your day the local way with Britt Conway, Friendy Clairvaux, Tyler Ryan, and Lauren Oleski's Skywatch forecast.
Welcome back to Good Day Columbia. We are live in Camden this morning, learning all about this wonderful town. So far, I can tell you it's been a beautiful day. The people have been just lovely to be around. And Destiny Chance joins me now. Destiny actually got a chance to come out and do a little exploring before the rest of us did. And you've enjoyed your time so far, too.
Yeah, I have. I came down here on Tuesday, and I learned that not only do people come to Camden for the Carolina Cup, but they come here because it is actually the cheapest road trip destination. That was voted on by the Coupons Daily, and we got that information from a woman from there, but they say that this is based off of national statistics.
Okay.
It's ninth
from the Census Bureau, right?
Yeah,
okay.
It's ninth in the nation, and it's the #1 slot in South Carolina. Now, stats were taken from the U.S. Census Bureau cost of living data sheet. Now, Lindsay Carlton from the Coupons Daily, who got together these stats, says she didn't include a breakdown of how much it would cost to take the trip to Camden because prices vary for everyone. But she did highlight the affordable gas prices and cost of meals and miscellaneous goods. Camden is full of activities including horse racing, historical sites, beautiful nature, which all attract tourists. But one thing worth mentioning, all of the museums in Camden are free. And there are 17 city parks, including Kendall Lake, which is beautiful, by the way. It is said when visiting Camden, it's like taking a step back in time, capturing the beauty of the South, and it represents how life was a few hundred years ago.
Very well. What a nice write-up. And of course, I think a lot of people from Camden want to reword that listing, that it's the best road trip for the best bang for your buck.
Yes, that's exactly what they said. They don't want it to be called cheap because Camden is worth more than that, is what they say. So actually, speaking of some of the buildings in the architecture here, I was able to go to one of them, which we'll be talking about in an hour. It's a very special place, the Fine Arts Center. Both the old and the young, they go there, and I'll tell you why that is one of the #1 places that people go to meet. And when you move to the community, they kind of gear people to get involved at the Fine Arts Center.
Somebody called it kind of the heartbeat of the community, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly what I said.
Well, in the next hour, we're going to be taking a look at that. That's the Fine Arts Center of Kershaw County. Right now, though, we do want to make sure that you know exactly what you're in for as far as the weather goes this weekend. So we're going to check in with meteorologist Lauren Oleski. Lauren, how's our day shaping up?
Live from the Skywatch Weather Center is Lauren Oleski with your weather forecast.
Happy Friday, everyone. We are starting off with some clouds out there. We've got a mostly cloudy sky this morning. I do think we'll get a few more peaks of sunshine a little bit later on. So maybe you are looking for something to do this weekend. Maybe head out to Woods Bay State Park, about an hour and a half east of here in Columbia. A warm-up expected for this weekend. Yes, it will be humid, but not really expecting much in the way of any rain this weekend. Moisture is going to be increasing, though, so we could see an afternoon shower today, but really I'm not expecting a whole lot. We've got a front on the way, so we're going to be seeing a big warm-up all ahead of our next system, and then we're heading to the upper 80s for this weekend. We're going to reach 87 by about Sunday afternoon. So here's the setup. Where does all this come from? We've got our next system that's going to be very slowly moving off to the east. So ahead of it, we're going to be seeing a huge warm-up. In terms of the temperatures, we're also going to see a big increase in the humidity across the eastern 2/3 of the United States. Heat plus moisture equals rain. There you go. Some shower activity expected across the United States for the weekend. We could see a passing shower here in the Midlands today. maybe even on Sunday. Again, I'm really not expecting a whole lot. Better rain chances actually return by Monday and Tuesday when that system actually gets here. It's very slow moving again. Really, it's going to be taking its time. So gradually warming to the upper 80s by Sunday. And then we're going to be seeing much better rain chances Monday and Tuesday when the front actually gets here, and then clearing for the middle of the upcoming work week. We're going to go send it back out to Camden. I think the Watch This guy is about to go ride a horse. How's it going, guys?
Thanks so much, Lauren. Well, you're going to want to stick around with us. Hashtag Watch This is coming up, and you are going to want to watch this. I'm going to be hanging out with Apache. Joe?
Yeah, what's his name?
Bug.
Bug. I got Bug, and I let our friend Britt have the smaller one. So you're going to watch this coming up on Good Day Columbia. It's time for Hashtag Watch This. I'm Joe Pollack with Britt Conway and Jesse Bowers. Jesse is here. Jesse, you tell us a little bit about yourself and some of the competitions you've won.
Yeah, I'm 20 years old. I did high school rodeo all 4 years of my high school career. I compete in barrel racing, which is a timed event, a cloverleaf pattern where you're against the clock and you run around 3 barrels as fast as you can. And I also compete in team roping, which is supposed to simulate what they would do on a ranch to doctor or just whatever they needed to do with the cattle. Your header ropes around the steer's horns, and then the heeler comes behind them and ropes the 2 back feet.
Well, I tell you, the coolest part of Jessie is her name and that she's a cowgirl. That's like from Toy Story or something. My kids are going to love that, Jessie, so I might have to take a picture with you and not the horses. But Britt, you are riding, what was
Apache, right?
Apache, and this is Bug, or is it Bug?
Yeah, Bug.
Bug. So I'm sorry, Britt, but I had to give you the smaller horse. Britt is a little bit more of an experienced rider, and so Apache is not as well behaved, let's just say, as Bug is. So,
thanks a lot.
yeah, exactly. It's hashtag Watch This, so you got to watch us do something, right, Britt?
I guess so.
Are you ready?
I guess, yeah, you got this.
Can we take off a little bit?
We can.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go for a walk. Come on. All right, we got Apache with Britt. Britt, how's that feeling?
I want a saddle.
Britt wants a saddle. But hey, this guy's smooth. I like this.
Yeah, because you got a saddle.
Britt's a little worried that she doesn't have a saddle. But Jesse, tell us a little bit about these guys and what kind of horses Bug and Apache are.
Bug is a American quarter horse. He is a registered American quarter horse, and this is Apache, and he is a registered miniature horse.
So is that the biggest Apache will get?
Yes, he is full grown.
So is Apache more like a dog pet, and this is more like an outdoor horse?
Basically, yeah.
Did you say that you actually gave Apache to your niece?
Yeah, my nephew is his very first Christmas present.
So isn't that cool? I mean, we've already talked about, like, hey, how cool would it be to give a horse as a pet? And she actually did that to her nephew. That's pretty cool. Well, thanks for joining us, Jesse. We really appreciate it. It's hashtag Watch This. We are live in Camden. It's in your town with Good Day Columbia.